What's up everyone, it's your boy X-Man87 here, bringing you another Marvel Legends review video, and what I have for you today is the Uncanny X-Men Vintage Wave Silver Surfer, no, I mean Iceman action figure review. He looks silver as hell, by the way. Alright, definitely gonna take a look at the packaging, but if you can please leave a like rating on the video, that'll show your support for my channel, I greatly appreciate it. And with that, it looks like he's on the Silver Surfer body, so... similar mold. That's the ice effect he comes with. That's a weak looking slide right now. Iceman at the bottom right there looks really cool. Ice slide! I love that. Really cool. Uncanny X-Men logo at the top, 80 years at the top left corner. Iceman, and you got the sketch of the figure right there. Preview of the figures on the right side. Alright, let's get this guy out the box. Here is Bobby Drake, aka Iceman, out of the epic Vintage Wave packaging. And as you can see, he's looking pretty cool. Now, there are some things that I have gripes with this figures. I do have my gripes, but for the most part, I really like this figure. There's just, I just wish Hasbro took a different route with this figure than what we initially got right here. But, hey, overall, I still like it. We'll definitely get into that, and first, let's look at his accessories. He only has one accessory, and it's pretty much this ice slide, and I don't know if you want to call it an ice slide, but it's a pretty weak ice slide, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, I'm not happy with the way this came out. It's just too freaking tiny, especially since the original Vintage Wave figure had a bigger ice slide than this, and if a figure that's like 4.5 or 5 inches tall can come with a bigger ice slide, then they certainly could have given us a bigger ice slide than this. And you know, it's just got one peg right there. The sculpting is nice, I'm not going to take that away, but for the most part it is weak sauce. This is the bottom of the base. Yeah, it's not even a slide. As you saw in the beginning of my video, it's pretty much just a base for him to stand. Taking a closer look at Iceman, this is the head sculpt right here, and for the most part, it looks really good. You can see it has that ice blocky type of texture around the forehead and around the cheekbone area, the chin. That looks really good. What I don't like is, if you can see right here, it's almost like he has a crack in the middle of his face, and I don't know if it's just mine, or is this going to appear in other Iceman figures. That is a gripe I have, but the face sculpt looks nice. I mean, I like his smile. He's got a cool smile going on, so that I think is pretty neat. His eyes, he has gray paint over the eyes, so like that. He's got some blocky ear type of shape. Does fit his ice form. Looking at the rest of the body, he is on the Silver Surfer Sunfire type of body mold, which is good for this figure. But I feel like he came out way too silver. So on camera, he might look a little blue, but I feel like in hand, he just came out way too silver, looking like Silver Surfer. He just has a white X-Men belt. This is a separate piece, so I like to keep it right here where the waistline ends, so when I do a waist swivel, it turns with the waist, whereas if I have it down a little lower, it's just not going to turn the waist. So I wish Hasbro went for a more translucent white color, not blue like they did with the Juggernaut Wave Iceman. Even though I like the blue on this spiky Iceman, for a classic Iceman, I wanted a solid translucent white, and I just felt like we got a Silver Surfer out of it. So, he is translucent, but it's hard to tell, so I'm gonna bring out a task light and show you. The translucency is barely there. I mean, he has a freaking thong, but I think that's the most visible thing out of this whole translucent body, is this freaking thong. I guess out of the rest of the body, the lower legs right here are translucent, but not the base of the legs. And for the arms, they're a little translucent, but not much. So yeah, I'm not digging the silver on this, but I guess it makes the white belt pop out, which is pretty nice. Looking at the back here, and another gripe I have, the sculpt right here is so tight that when I move the shoulders back, it's causing cuts on the plastic, and that just looks ugly, and that is frustrating. Looking at the rest of the body here, I did wish he had an alternate hand with an extra ice blasting accessory. That would have been really cool. I tried swapping this hand with this one, and it will not work. So, giving you the heads up, the peg is definitely different here. You can try to heat it up and force it in there, but I honestly would not try it. And to show you what a head swap looks like between the two, here you go. I don't have any of the Toy Biz Iceman action figures anymore, as I sold them a while back, but I do have the base that came with one of the Iceman figures with the Sentinel base, so that looks really cool. To cover articulation on Iceman, his head moves that far up, which is really good. It moves that far down. His head swivels left and right, and he's got some rocking motion there. His shoulders move that far up, which is really good. And he's got the butterfly joints. Arms move all around. You got the bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that bend in more than 90 degrees, and you have the wrist swivel, wrist hinge. His ab crunch moves that far down, so very good, and that far back. His waist swivels, as I showed you before. His legs move that far out. Legs move this far up and that far back. He's got leg rotation, thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and heel to the ice butt, baby. Got the calf swivel. Ankles move that far up, down, and he's got ankle pivot. For comparison, here he is next to the spiky Iceman that we got in the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure wave. As you can see, the spiky Iceman is a little bit taller, but this Iceman is not as gummy as this guy right here. So if you were looking for a more solid Iceman, then this is your guy. And here is Iceman compared to some of the X-Men Gold teammates of his, and wow, this is amazing. 2 X-Men Gold team members in one wave. Awesome. And here is Iceman next to his amazing friend, Spider-Man. And you know who we're missing to complete this trio? And that's right, if you guessed Angelica Jones, aka Firestar, you are correct. And Hasbro, please, make it happen. We need that. And here is Iceman next to his fellow vintage wave mates, which I already reviewed. Next will be Dazzler and Cyclops. So that was my Iceman review, and despite the gripes that I had mentioned, I still really like this figure and I found him enjoyable, and I hope you do so as well. If there was anything I can change about this figure besides the paint and the sculpt and all that, would probably be the accessory. I just wish maybe he had an alternate hand, like an open hand and an ice blast that would maybe connect to the slide, right? That would have been cool, I think. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed my review. I still recommend this, especially if you are trying to complete your 90s X-Men team. Must buy for sure. Iceman was always a core member of the X-Men team. So with that said, leave a like rating if you liked the video, comment, we'll chat about it. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, link is in the description below. Get your Uncanny X-Men Vintage Wave figures at Big Bad Toy Store, link is in the description below. Share and subscribe if you're new. Enjoy the pics at the end of the video. See you on the next review. Peace, peace.